Hey VC, it's Danny. Cheers. Can't tell if the music's too loud. Unsurprisingly alone here. I guess this is just another way to record a video. So yeah, if you can hear, I'm kind of having some Guinness and listening to some Irish music. Dogs are growling at each other on the floor, and yeah, I figured I would try the whole live stream thing. Been seeing a lot of people have been doing it. I've been enjoying a lot of Zeke's, and James Buttery's been doing a few. I know Andrew did one that was a lot of fun. So it's kind of risky. I don't really have a huge amount of followers that they'd all be joining in at the ready, but you know, we'll see. I hope the music's not too loud. This is the Green Fields of America. Ooh. Green Fields of America. I showed this a little while ago, one of my videos. Of a live recording of an Irish, I think they were a supergroup. I heard that years ago, and I've just been repeating it ever since. I don't know if it's actually true or not, but yeah, beautiful. This song is a little too heavy. It's appropriate for the amount of people that are joining in on this live stream right now. I'm gonna turn it up.
Crop of potatoes are sorely infected, a third to a half of them bad. And your sister Bridget and Patrick O'Donnell are going to be married in
I really like these. Guinness has been doing a great job with the cans lately. This glare is terrible, but no, that's terrible. But good job, Guinness. I've had a few, if you can. Oh, dude. Hey. Oh, I'm glad you're here. How's it going, man? How you got to tell me how my levels are and everything. This is pretty loud. But oh man, how do I well, it's my big ass hand. Cool. Well, you know what, man? We'll just hang for a bit. Cool. Hang for a bit and then you know, call it a test. But what's playing is the Green Fields of America. I showed this in one of my last videos here. It's Irish kind of a live show, I think from the early 80s. And really beautiful playing. This is the saddest song, almost the saddest song that I'm aware of. It's really heavy. It's all like letters from Ireland, from the dad telling the son who emigrated to America, like what's going on in the family. Oh yeah, absolutely, man. Very primed. Cheers, as they say in the DC. But yeah, man. This you took to it like a duck in water, but this live stream thing is it's kind of tough. It's kind of weird to get the hang of it because you feel like you should be. Some of them. You know what? Just for you, let me put on one that's not. Yeah. 2 seconds. Where the fuck is it?
Stuff has been consumed. And in fact, most of those songs are written about
Oh, sorry to leave you hanging there. Good point, Andrew. That many Irish songs are total bummers, but the drinking songs are the exact opposite. But it's like joy in the face of unspeakable depression. I think at most that's kind of the Irish MO.
Papers about curing the vapors, the scratch and the gout, with their medical potions, their serums and lotions, upholding their notions, they're mighty put out. Who can tell the true physic to all that's pathetic?
Yes, exactly. This is Ripley, by the way.
Take a big drink with your mouth at the brink of a jug.
Dude, absolutely. It is all cyclical.
They're the best thing in nature for sinking your sorrows and raising your
I like how the dog looks horrified.
Moderation, no dose in the nation can give consolation like watching me boys. As a child in the cradle, me nurse with her ladle was filling me mouth with an ocean of pep. When a drop from the
You doing well though, man?
me throttle, I capered and scrambled clean out of her lap. On the floor I lay crawling and screaming and bawling. My father and mother were called to the fore. All sobbing.
You should get her an agent.
Feared I was dying, but soon found I only was crying for more.
Okay, come on.
So stick to the cradle, the best thing in nature, for sinking your sorrows and raising your joys. Oh Lord, are they chuckle at babes?
The same, man. Lots of work, which is always a good thing, but lots of work.
Through my youthful aggression and times of depression, my childhood impressions still clung to my mind.
Okay, hold on, Ripley.
At school or at college,
anyway. Yeah, so, yeah, I don't know, man. What do you think? I don't want to hold you, just like, should we keep this thing going? Should I just start showing records and stuff? You want to see a few? You're here. Let me show you some records. I mean, that's the basis of our fucking friendship. Oh, nice. Dude, I wanted to mention, too, I know it's a really big trip, man. But, Atomic on Record Store Day is amazing. They don't have any Record Store Day stuff. They just put out the good stuff, like first thing in the morning. And I go every year. But, no pressure, obviously. It's like fucking 3 hours. Dude, I don't know if you have this one. This is Judy Sill's Live in London. I hit up Amoeba last night, and it actually they had stuff. It wasn't just all reissues. But this is really nice. This is I think BBC. Yeah, BBC live recordings of Judy Sill. They're awesome. And I think I mentioned these to you. These really, it's solid. It's a UK issue, and it sounds great. It's really nicely pressed. They're around, like they're 2022, something like that. It was really good. She sound like, I was thinking of you when I was listening to it, because you'd love it. It's like a Towns thing. Anyway, just gonna keep showing stuff though. Looks like I'm alone here. But this is Judy Sill's Heart Food. Oh, there you are. Judy Sill's Heart Food. I think I may have mentioned when we were on our like mega dig, um, that there's these kind of pricey reissues from the master tapes on Intervention Records, and I just got lucky and I won an eBay lot for both of them for like the price of one of them. And they're great. They're really, they're the Stoughton jackets. Yeah, and they're really nice pressings. So it doesn't look to me like they're flying off the shelves. And I know the guy I read on some forum that they're not going to stop making them. So I have a feeling they're going to become available before they get pricey again. I think the price is coming down basically from the asking price. Yeah, man. Let's see. What have I got here? I picked this up. Zeke showed this in one of his Acid Folk videos. It's the Incredible String Band. The Big Huge. And it's Red Label Electra. And like this is one of those that I just been seeing for years. Like you remember in the 90s, like you just come across Incredible String Band stuff and like pass it up all the time, or at least I passed it up all the time. I never really listened. This is really cool. It's like psych folk, but very UK feeling and sounding. I think they're UK people. They've got accents, and then there's this like raga like Eastern string thing going on top of it. It's really good stuff. But dude, no, I haven't actually, which I'm really embarrassed, but I'm going to tonight. I'll be right back. Sorry for just abandoning you there. Yeah, man, I gotta listen to this. Yeah, I don't know why I haven't. I don't even have a reason. Thank you for reminding me. Yeah, it's crazy. It's especially with the folk stuff. I mean, I don't know if you found this at all, but for me, like being in the VC, in a lot of ways, it's broadened my horizons, but it's like driven me way deeper into like the ruts I was already in a way. Like I'm just finding all of this folk stuff, like this John Martin record, that like from everything I can see and read about it, it's like it's exactly what I like, but I just wasn't aware of it. Oh yeah. Yeah, I only got through a side of the String Band album last night, but it was like, what am I doing? Why have I been sleeping on this? I mean, you can't listen to everything, but yeah, it's great. It's like it's exactly the kind of stuff I'm into. Let's see what I got. All my Irish folk rap albums out here. Oh, I want to recommend this one to you, Andrew, because I think you'll come across it. Oh, and actually, speaking of Irish folk, I was doing some like Discogs digging, and Tower District Records has a lot of Irish folk music that I would like to get my hands on. But this is Planksty, the self-titled record. It's out on Polydor. It's like, man, it's not showing up because it's all black. But this is like this is the record for Irish folk. Like, if you were just like, I need to get one to see what this is all about, this is the one to get. I'll see if I can track you down a copy. And you're still here, right? It's showing me that there's nobody here, but you keep commenting, so I assume that you're near-ish. I'm gonna make a... Yeah. I know I'm taking a million years to get it together, so I hope you don't mind spoilers, but I know I showed this in a video at one point. Oh, rad. Okay. Cool, man. And I was thinking too, like we'll coordinate, but like if you ever want me to make the drive, we'll just do a listening day if that's cool. Like, not to invite myself over to your place or anything, but that'd be great. But yeah, sorry to spoil the surprise, but one of these has your name on it, man. So once I get my shit together, I gotta order some mailers. I just want to get some good mailers, make sure it ships good. But one of these is for you, man. This record is killer. You're gonna love it. What else can I show? Rad. Oh man, honestly, it was just like, couldn't leave it for the price I saw it at. Got a great deal, and there's only one other person I know who I know would appreciate it, so it's yours on a spiritual level already. I'm just following through on what the universe wants. Cheers. All right. While I've got you, I'm going to switch to two formats that I don't know. I mean, I know you have CDs. But at Amoeba yesterday, I was like, I had this Shirley Collins record in my hands. And then I went to the CD section and I found the CD version for so much cheaper that I got that CD. This is all the harvest years of Shirley and Dolly Collins. And this is a sampler from the topic years of Shirley Collins. And I got all of that for the price of the record. So I just like, I don't know, in some ways it felt like maybe I'm maturing a little bit, but I was just like, I'm just going to get CDs. It's okay. But also, I know you said that you're not a big 45 guy. But, I don't know, some of them are alright. I mean, I'm sure you were probably up on the Sonics already, and I'm super late to the game, so I can't afford anything. But this is like a little EP of the Sonics called The Witch. And the side one is kind of like B-sides and rarities. The Witch Switchblade version and Have Love Will Travel, which if you've ever heard the Black Keys have a fantastic version of. But now that I hear this, is basically a cover of this. And then this side two is a song called Psycho, which is pretty rad. And then the Witch, like the standard version. Let me see if I can get that back. I didn't read that. Okay. Dude, yes. Yes, man. I it's ridiculous. I'm just like at work watching these videos and like, oh, I got to talk to Andrew about that, and then I just keep working and I end up not bringing it up to you. But yeah, man, I was thinking of you the entire time, and then it was a great episode. It was a great episode. Norton represses. Okay, all right, that's what I'll go for then. Norton. All right, that's the thing, man. It comes to bands like that, and I don't know. I don't know which reissue is good, and like, it just feels bad getting burned on a new record. It feels bad to spend $30 on a shrink wrapped thing that you don't think is going to stay worth $30 once you open the shrink wrap, and then you find it's a bad pressing. It's like, so I'll like hold off on a whole band just until I know what pressings are good to get. Like, actually, these, where are they? Sorry, you're getting all like the worst views of me. You know what Big Star Records look like. Norton is a safe bet. Yeah, I thought so. Hey, Brendan's here. How's it going, man? Oh, good. We got the boys together. Cool. Was the music good, Andrew? Should I put something else on? Lord knows I have plenty to put on. Right? Yeah, exactly. Brendan, with as many exclamation points as you can fit. Points. Excuse me. Alright, I'm going to put on this old rarity. I showed this recently. The Crooked Road. This is like, this predates my father's traditional folk music. That puts it in context for you. Half the liner notes are in the Irish language. It's just like very Irish. I hope you can hear they're like yipping the moment it starts. They're like so excited to be hearing and playing the music. You read my mind. It absolutely is. Oh, really? I gotta watch his latest, Brian, at Shamrock and Records. It's eerie, man. Like, the amount of overlap in like our record collections, and just make you realize like that your heritage has a lot to do with how you're raised, kind of, seeing somebody else's collection like that. Oh man, well, thanks for joining in anyway. Oh man, you want to meet the other dog? Come on then. All right, this is Lemon. Yep, she's our first dog. She's more stubborn. Say hello. Oh man. Alright, that's enough. No, Lemon's a much more anxious creature in general. But she rules the house, I guess. I don't know. Compared to Ripley, anyway. What else? I picked up this record yesterday at Amoeba. I mean, I've been deep in folk stuff lately. It's kind of all I'm worrying about lately. This is Uma McCall and Peggy Seeger. And, seems loud. And, Uma McCall wrote The Shoals of Herring, featured in Inside Llewyn Davis. He wrote Dirty Old Town, which the Pogues, I think, is probably the most famous version of that song. He wrote The First Time Ever I Saw Your Face, which is on that Offer Rex album, which is still, man, I can't fucking, pardon me, I'm just like cursing now on this record for some reason. I can't get over this Offer Rex record. Brendan, if you don't have this yet, you need to, I don't know, get these to an Amazon shopping cart. Anyway, yeah, Uma McCall, all of these songs are, though, it's like, if I just thought they were traditional songs, I just thought they were like around, you know. And he was married to Peggy Seeger. They were partners in music as well, and their stuff is fantastic. I mean, I've always had trouble with Pete Seeger. Oh, I'm glad you liked it, man. Yeah, it's a great album. It's just it's one of those that every time I return to it, I'm excited about it like I was when I first heard it, which is rare, you know. Yes, exactly. Yeah, Pete's sister, and you know, Pete's such a huge figure in the folk scene, but when it comes to like put the needle down on one of his records, it just doesn't like hold my interest the same way. But Peggy, I really enjoy her stuff. It's closer to Shirley Collins. I don't know if it's just the female voice, but there's like the rawness of her voice is a little more charming. Yeah, I don't know. I know for a folkie that's kind of sacrilege. Yeah. What else? And so, I mean, that Offer Rex album, one thing that's cool is that Olivia Chaney, yes, I mean, I couldn't agree more. He is very dry, and yeah, you get those same songs into the hands of somebody like Dylan, and it's just infinitely more interesting, infinitely more listenable. Arlo, I thought that's what you meant. Yeah, and it just, you get that personality exactly like you said, and you know, that's with such personal music. You want that. It's weird. I feel like so much guilt for like not being into Pete Seeger because he's so important and he's, you know, he just like lived the folk ethos. But with that Offer Rex, this is an album that like kind of couldn't exist without Andy Irvine and Paul Brady. Andy Irvine is still like a big figure in the UK folk scene, and so like Alistair Roberts, he comes out of that same scene. Olivia Chaney, who sings on Offer Rex, she's friends with Alistair, and she's covered some of his songs. Check out if Andrew, if you're digging Offer Rex and you think you can take her thing but like a little softer. Her cover of Waxwing is unbelievable. It's originally oops, sorry, just abandoned the camera there. The dog wanted to go out. That's what the clunking sound was. But originally on this Alistair Roberts record, yeah, it's a beautiful song. Apparently he wrote it when he was 17. You can kind of see him looking a little bit like a baby there. That's Alistair Roberts. I gotta stop talking about this guy. I didn't even know I liked him so much until I brought him up in every single video. By the way, while I have you, Andrew, I was dying, pun intended, I guess, watching your Songs for a Funeral video, talking about how we would be at the funeral. Is a little too accurate. Still working on that video though. But yeah, Waxwing is great. And you know, Andrew, you asked me once where to start with Alistair. Ah, damn. But I'm coming to the realization that anywhere with Alistair Roberts is a good place to go. Just anything. He's so consistent and he's so good. There's brilliance on everything he's done. It was great. Yeah, Andrew, if you lost the connection, I was just saying how funny it was, your songs for a funeral video, how each of us would be at each of the funeral. I was dying laughing. It was really, really, really great. Still working on that video, by the way. But yeah, what else? I'm back. Oh, Dan, hey, how's it going? I can understand that. How you doing? Yeah, well, I can't blame you for that, Dan. But yeah, you know, it's a laugh or cry situation. If you're prone to cry, you know. Oh, thanks. It's great to see you here. Anyway, here's I don't know, how do you guys, if you have an opinion on this label, Coal Mine. They're like a soul reissue label. And I picked this up. I can't read it backwards. What a shame. Yeah. It's in I'm a big fan of the thread personally. But I can understand both sides of the thing. Speaking of both sides, I haven't listened to this side. It's called Brian Wilson. It's called The Segway. But yeah, I mean that's a promising title. I know. I decided I'm going to drink every time I say something that sounds like I've been drinking. I'm back. It seems like you're still here. Alright, I got booted, so you guys gotta tell me if I'm actually back or not. Man, Dan, you had all of us shaking in our boots. Show up in every video with this big warm smile, and then you come into a thread dropping heat like that. You guys collect 45s? And I cannot say no to Stacks and Vault 45s. I picked up a few last night. I went to Amoeba and, you know, went all nuts. This is one I picked up last night. Eddie Floyd, I've Never Found a Girl. Yeah, I hear you on that one, Brendan. You know what, I think where I got this, well, bags on... Here, let me advertise. Ooh, my lady sleeps, Chet Baker. I'm sleeping on Chet Baker, personally. I gotta find that out. Ah, yeah. These boxes make them a lot easier. A lot easier. But yeah, I mean, Zeke is really the king of this stuff. You know, he'll show We got Otis and Carla, lovey dovey. But yeah, Zeke shows he collects the sleeves. He's got them all in appropriate sleeves. That guy's collection is unbelievable. Oh man, let me just evangelize for a second. So I'm pretty sure that this Atco era, man, this lighting is not my friend. It's Atco era Otis Redding. Yeah, I feel very connected. The time travel thing is strong with 45s for some reason. I don't know if it's just the sleeve. I don't know. There's just something. Yeah, and you find those one-offs. Nobody's Fault But Mine, Otis Redding. They are great 45 collectors. I've got Dreams to Remember. Sorry guys, the focus is fakakta. Anyway, these Atco era Otis cuts, they're like, I'm pretty sure, I'm kind of talking out of my ass here, but they're posthumous releases. It's just like the cream of the leftover crop, and it really is the cream of the crop. Otis's version of Your Love Has Lifted Me Higher, higher and higher. I mean, just unbelievable. Otis Redding, I mean, I'm not telling you anything you don't know. He's Otis Redding. But yeah, well, you don't get to 8,000 strong by taking detours. But Brendan, yeah, that's that feeling of like being a DJ, and it's great. Yes, that's such a good way to put it, Andrew. His batting average is what, 800. I mean, it's unbelievable, and he has that thing of being fresh. Every time that you listen to him, it's like you're still blown away by just how good he was. I got lucky once on eBay and picked up a whole lot of Otis. I am not thrilled about the lighting. Sorry. This is Dock of the Bay. I love you more than words can say. This is the stuff that really got me going nuts for 45s, is this Stacks and Bolt stuff. And it just sounds better. It's like, I don't know if it's cut hot or just sounds good. Well, I'll keep an eye out for doubles. I'm getting to a point where the stuff I'm running into, I'm picking up doubles, so I'll start picking them up. Try a Little Tenderness. This one's a little Rice Krispies, unfortunately. I'm thrilled to have Try a Little Tenderness on a 45, but it's a little snap crackle pop. Lover's Prayer. It's not even anything. I'm just showing you the same record. And Brendan, if you ever find Charlie Louvin of the Louvin Brothers, there's this great 45 just put away. This one. First of all, I love this era of Capitol label design, and I was so happy to find one intact with the sleeve. But Charlie Louvin, just in time. I'll be right back. Speaking of just in time, let me do it. I think this is late era Charlie Louvin, but
There's a stack of daily papers on her doorstep.
it's a really good song.
The grass has grown up more than she'd allow. Yes, it seems to me to be a little more than a vacation. Never knew I'd miss her until now.
It just keeps going. Oh, both of you are so on the nose. Oh, Brendan, thanks for stopping by, man. It was good to hang out with you. Hey, Tone, how's it going, man?
I got there just in time to watch love die. Yes, I got there
just hanging out.
to watch love die.
My Guinness is empty. So cheers-ish. We'll cheers in a second. But yeah, just hanging out. It started with some Irish records, but I'm moving on. Cool, man. Yeah, I'll see. It'll be a little awkward, but you know, whatever. Yeah, I'll put it up.
There's a change of address inside the mailbox.
Yeah.
The key she usually left for me.
Ah, man.
Yes,
Don't leave me just because I'm leaving you again. It is all drinking music. And on that note, I'm going to be right back.
Guess I should have known I wouldn't find her here. Although then the candle seems to burn much brighter. Guess she saw the flame I tried so hard to hide. Looks like
All right.
burnt my finger. I got there just in time to watch love.
I didn't exactly pick a quick pouring drink with my Guinness. But yeah. So I was listening to a few Irish records. Tone, I know you brought up, or you and I were talking about Dick Gaughan a little bit ago. This one I found in Mono Records. Dick Gaughan, Coppers and Brass. This guy's a great guitar player. And got a beautiful, rich voice. And, whatever. You can't see the ground. This is another one. Dick Gaughan and Andy Irvine. Anything Andy Irvine is, not focusing. There we go. Dick Gaughan and Andy Irvine, yeah. Andy Irvine is, he's just ridiculous. He's a talented musician. He plays multiple instruments. This guy, beautiful tenor voice. This one was an online purchase. The other one was mono, but this one was an online purchase. And David Allan Coe's his nephew or something is this guy Johnny Fritz. I can't get this thing to freaking focus. Well, I might as well go get a Johnny Fritz record anyway. This dude, yeah, there's a great documentary. They did an update to dude, Freakbeat really does have the folk stuff, but they did an update to Heartworn Highways called Heartworn Highways Revisited, and they visited who was in Nashville at the time. And at the time, this is back when he was calling himself Johnny Corndog. Johnny Fritz, he's a modern country artist who I really love. Great sense of humor, beautiful sense of melody. He's got a gorgeous voice, but it's not, he's got that indie quality where there's like a very specific quality to his voice, but he he's moving air in a beautiful way, if you know what I mean. I'm sorry about the way this stuff is focusing or not focusing. It's Johnny Fritz, Dad Country. It's his second record. And yeah, David Allan Coe is his his uncle twice removed or something. This one's 2013, and this first one 2011. Yeah, very modern. Jim James produced this one. Oop. I felt a lot more comfortable with my own hair after I saw this album cover. If you can see why. That's why I've always got a hat on. Anyway. This is a great record. Sweet Creep. He says this isn't a country record. I disagree, but I think this is a good place to start with him. This is 2016, I want to say. Yeah, 2016. Jim James produced. But great stuff, like funny guy, interesting guy. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's it's like on the list of things to do as I grow up, get comfortable with my hair. Dan, the irony of the fact that I'm covering up my last good hair years with a hat hasn't escaped me. It just hasn't gotten me over the hump either. But yeah. You know, that's a reason that I like... You want to get really honest here? In some weird way, that's part of the reason that I like Irish folk records. Look at all these dudes who are like super chill at being bald. Not a big deal. Christy Moore of Planxty. There's a song on here called Delirium Tremens, which earlier Andrew and I were talking about. We're talking about how Irish music can be very depressing. Delirium Tremens is such a funny Irish folk song. It's just about being so drunk that you can't understand how the guy on the Guinness ad is staying up on the surfboard. It's great. yeah, Andrew, you got the Irish hairline. yeah. It's you know, it's just a matter of time and becoming comfortable, like the rest of life. The amount of time it took me to be comfortable enough to make videos in the VC. It's so funny now too when I look back at, like, I don't know what I was nervous about before I started making videos, but before I started making videos, it freaked me out so much. So, thanks guys again for being welcoming. It's been a lot of fun. What else? This is a good one. Paul Brady. Oh, thank you. Yeah, Paul Brady. Welcome here, kind stranger. This was the last folk record that he made. He came into Planxty after Christy Moore left. He's got a beautiful tenor voice, great guitar player, plays open tunings. He plays with a pick, but it sounds like he's finger picking because he's got so much going on. But thank you guys. Yeah, that one was the scariest video to make, actually, but yeah, it's good, you know. Yeah, anyway, but I Am a Youth Who's Inclined to Ramble. Gorgeous song. The dogs are like having the Olympics in the background, sorry. The Lakes of Pontchartrain. He may have been the guy who taught Dylan. No, he taught Dylan Arthur McBride. Paul Brady taught Dylan Arthur McBride at some point in the early 70s. Yes, Paul Brady's an Irish artist. And after this record, he went on to be a pop artist, basically. And I haven't really dug into that stuff too much. I'm here for the trad folk. But Lakes of Pontchartrain and I Am a Youth That's Inclined to Ramble, two great tracks to YouTube if you want to see what he's all about. Just, you know the thing in Irish folk music where the closest corollary I can think of is like R&B, like Mariah Carey, like the vocal gymnastics that she does, you know, where it's like all these like things. Paul Brady's a master of like the Irish version of that, and you know, it's somewhere between R&B and yodeling is like the Irish version of that, and he does so many quick runs with his voice, and they're so beautiful. What else? Who can I? Speaking of Irish voices, this is Luke Kelly, the original lead singer of the Dubliners. Syncopation. All right. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, and no shade to Mariah. She is if I ever get around to making a vinyl tag video, Mariah Carey is going to be the answer to my guilty pleasure. I don't feel guilty about it at all, but I love Mariah Carey. But yeah, Dirty Old Town, The Foggy Dew. I mean, Luke Kelly is in many ways... is in many ways the prototypical Irish folk frontman. His most famous gig is as Herod in the film version of Jesus Christ Superstar, and he kills it because he's great. He's got this beautiful rasp. That's him there in the center. He died young, unfortunately. I think it might have been drinking related. But his version of Raglan Road, which he didn't write, but he was given the he was given the lyrics by an Irish poet whose name escapes me, and he set it to the tune of The Dawning of the Day, and it has become just an indelible classic Irish folk tune. These are pretty hard to come by, to be honest. But this has his version of Raglan Road on here. Just beautiful stuff. Yeah, that 90s. I gotta... It's crazy that this stuff still happens. But I had passed up Fantasy by Mariah Carey at Atomic a while ago, like 2 years ago, something like that. And then I went on Discogs and saw how pricey it was getting. And I went back to Atomic like months later. Or it had been months since I remembered seeing it anyway. And it was still there, just sitting there. So that's in my record closet somewhere. But let me get those messages back. Well put, Tone. My father would agree. That's a crazy mix too. I mean, you know, that's one reason that I mean, there's many reasons. I'm very proud to be Irish. Many reasons that I love St. Patrick's Day, but I think, you know, the Irish are so connected to America. Like, you can't pull the two apart. Headley recommended this BBC documentary to me. Only the first 2 episodes are up on YouTube, called The Wayfaring Stranger, and it's just describing how if the Scots hadn't come to Ulster in Northern Ireland, then the music of Northern Ireland wouldn't be what it is. And if they've been called Scotch Irish for years, so that, you know, the Appalachian music is all Scotch Irish, but that's Ulster Scots. But you know, like if these certain group of Scotsmen hadn't immigrated to Ireland, and those people hadn't immigrated to America and ended up in Appalachia, we wouldn't have the roots music that we have now. So yeah, I mean, that melting pot, that's what this country is, man. I'm just gonna change the record real quick, but I'm gonna cheers my own sentiment. I love you too, Tone. Oh, Dan, thanks for stopping by, man. It's great to hang out with you. All right. Of the 3 of you that are left, what do you feel like listening to? More Irish music? I mean, I guess that's kind of the thing. We're It's what I'm peddling here, but I've got stuff. Oh, you know what? This is pretty great. The Chieftains. I mean, everybody's heard the Chieftains, even if they don't know that they've read. Even if they don't know that they've heard the Chieftains, the soundtrack to lots and lots of movies. There's an entire Chieftains compilation album that's just songs from like disparate movies that they've done, and it's like 20 tracks and not more than like 2 from any movie. Like, they've done so much movie music. This is them live. This comes from my mega dig with Andrew a while ago. Yeah. And this has got just some classic solid Irish trad on it.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome the Chieftains?
It's funny you say that, Andrew, because when I checked with my dad, like, oh, what Chieftains records did you play when we were kids? He only listed 2. It was like just 2 records, but he played the shit out of them. Yeah, man. Sorry, this isn't good video. I'm just enjoying the music. That I do play guitar, yeah. Yeah. Here you go. I've had a few beers. This is in a tuning that I don't know. So, I feel like I know how to pretend to know how to play guitar pretty well, but I don't know any music theory, and I'd like to thinking about trying to teach myself how to like really play folk music in earnest and maybe read music, and I don't know. Yeah, I'm playing guitar. It's been a good kind of way to unwind at the end of the day and do something physical. It's a really good band name. If I saw that band name was coming to my local bar, I'd make it my business to be there. Yeah. So, and I'm out of focus again. Let me put a record in front of my face. Yeah, I'd be happy with whatever I got, honestly. you wouldn't hear complaints from me.
You're all very welcome to our concert of traditional Irish music tonight. And the nice instrument over here, it's called
This is an interesting one.
piece of music, incidentally.
I don't know how universal this feeling is, but you grab a 10-inch and you're just like,
And a very nice march.
I don't know whether to be proud that I just grew my 10-inch collection or kind of annoyed at 10 inches in general, or I'm just waiting for them to make a decent 10-inch box. You love 10 inches. I need an in. I mean, this is starting to do. I'm starting to get enough of a pocket here. This is Don Flemons. He was a member of the Carolina Chocolate Drops. Great American folk band. Rhiannon Giddens got her start in that band. And both her and this guy Don Flemons have released kind of some B-sides from their proper album releases in this 10-inch form. And it's been great music that I like. I wouldn't want to be